My name is Sophie Smiles and I'm an illustration and visual communication student. My final project is an animation-based installation which is about intergenerational trauma, and it's an extension of my dissertation where I explored how graphic narrative is quite a unique medium for telling stories which are about the unseen and unheard aspects of disease or illness or, in this case, trauma. And yeah, it's been a really intense journey actually to this point, but I'm really pleased how it turned out. So as an idea, this has been quite a long time coming. I've been thinking about writing a graphic novel for quite some time, and it's actually the reason why I signed up to do the degree in the first place, because I wanted some help in telling that story. But obviously I couldn't create a graphic novel in 3 months for my final project, so I ended up doing an animation. It's actually ended up being a really intense process which has been informed by psychoanalysis, and it's ended up being a collaboration also where me and my mother have recorded conversations, and we used those actual recordings as part of the animation. And I deliberately didn't have a very linear narrative at the beginning. I wanted it to be a very sort of intuitive approach to, expressing how I felt or what was coming up. And that came directly from one of the modules in the course as well, called Drawing Systems, which meant halfway through it was really stressful because I had to then put it together and make meaning of it. And there was this really difficult couple of weeks where I had all this stuff and I didn't quite know how to put it all together, but using then an underscore gave me a kind of constraint and a way of pulling it together in a timeline. And yeah, and then piece by piece it all sort of came together. But at the beginning I didn't really have a very clear idea at what would be the outcome, So it's been a really interesting sort of exploration, and really grateful to have the support to help me get through it, because I think on my own I probably wouldn't have completed it with all the sort of obstacles that were there. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the outcome.
To get in, even if you change the look, you just smash his way in. He didn't have to. He didn't have to, because he was so threatening. I think he just blocked it out. We didn't mention it.
Well, when I started the course was in the lockdown, and so I've spent the majority of the course actually studying remotely. And when everyone came back on campus, because of my personal circumstances, I still spent a lot of time quite far away from the university. And what that meant was, obviously I had to do a lot of stuff online. I had to be a lot more, I think I had to be very self-motivated and self-driven, which was, that wasn't a problem. But I also had a lot of really great support in doing that, and I think the encouragement and the flexibility of the tutors really helped me a lot. I think the course itself, what it's also done for me is to teach me that it's not just about technical skills, and it's not about ticking boxes actually. I feel like as an artist, I feel like actually I can call myself an artist now, or I can feel like I have a voice as an artist, which is, even though I've been drawing and illustrating for a while before I started the course, I would never have said that. I'd have felt I was too arrogant or something. But what the tutors have been able to do, and the course has done, even in that remote situation, is to support me to that point where I feel, you know, I can have an idea and I can express it in a way, and I can think very critically about what is the right way for me to go about something. And whereas I've maybe not had as much connectivity with other students, that's the only downside, has been to come in and see I've missed out a bit of the connectivity of some of the other students and that community. But in terms of what I've got out of it, very practically and very well, powerfully actually, is that ability to have a voice and a creative confidence that I didn't have before.
Again, there's so many things we didn't want to do. It wasn't good for us, but we had to go to keep the peace. Do whatever we could. We just had to do whatever we could to keep the peace. He just said we were nuts, completely crazy. We were nuts. Something wrong with us. I think you get told that enough. We were nuts. Something wrong with us. You believe it. And you're pretending all the time. You know, you're trying to just be normal and fit in. It's the darkness. You don't know actually what is true anymore. The bearing of the darkness to be strong, looking stuff out, work really hard, play every time. One of the things is let my hair down and escape with it. Looking stuff out of me. I went to Thailand to calm my mind down.
Do you have the darkness inside when you're traumatized?
You believe it? I didn't come back the same person. And I just left it all there. It just validated what I already thought. I believe it in myself. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And I just left it all there because I also believed that it was my fault.
So you're getting confused, suddenly you're not breaks.
I couldn't really cope without drinking. Prison for yourself.
How do you see your life?
Building up these walls.
Danger, you become hyper-vigilant.
Prison for yourself. I just needed it to go quiet. That's when I started drinking in the mornings. I believe it. Look it out. Memories are distracting. You don't know yourself, that'll be fine. Memory, you know, you're trying to be all this looking stuff out. Things are happening. Pretending all the time. Becoming more isolated.
Trauma needs to be heard. You feel neglected, or worse, in a violent environment, which there's no space for you. You don't really trust your own light. You might have it in moments, but you won't trust it.